Mr. Olmos, thank you so much for coming.
Pleasure, my pleasure, Salvador.
Thank you, thank you. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the struggles, if you've witnessed personally or observed for the immigrant and Latino communities in this country?
Yeah, I think that, first of all, I'm not an immigrant to this hemisphere. I'm indigenous to this hemisphere.
Of course.
I'm Mexican, so I'm a mixture between European bloods and indigenous bloods. And the only way that I could have been here as a Mexican is with that combination. My indigenousness is really based off of my family that came from Asia. So I'm Asian mixed that became indigenous to this hemisphere and then went on to become a mixture with my Europeanness, and that's what makes me brown. But even before I was Asian, my family roots go all the way back to Africa. So I'm African, first and foremost. And that being said, that is the root that really binds me to humanity. I can look at my African root and say thank you to my great, 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 great.
I was going to say, you can keep going for a while.
Great, 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 great grandparents, and know full well that they were from Africa. I just know that my ancestors suffered a lot through the understanding of the growth of humanity. And even today, we're faced with a really strong understanding that the rights of the indigenous people are not in first thought for anyone. And that is really, really sad. And that makes us insensitive towards our human brains.
Yeah, and as you were saying, it sounds like that's something that is not only very important to you, but it sounds like it should be important to everybody.
Well, yeah, we have a problem though, Salvador. The biggest problem we have is that we've decided to divide ourselves. We've made the other.
Created more distance and separation.
Amongst us as human beings.
Right.
So therefore, we don't look at ourselves as one race. We look at ourselves as races, different races. And I've been quoted many times, and I've been saying this for many, many decades. There's only one race, and that's the human race.
That's right. So speaking as someone who's part of the Latino community, what do you think we can do that much more and that much better?
We have to register, and we have to vote. And when you walk up to vote, I don't care who we vote for. I really don't. A lot of people get very angry when I say that. They want me to say, no, you got to vote for this person, you got to vote for that. I've never told anybody how to vote, ever in my life. But when you go in to vote, they ask your name. They look for your name, and they check off your name, and they hand you your ballot. And you can go in that room, and you can vote for whoever you want to vote for, and you can do whatever you want to do, and you can walk out. That's up to you. And then you can put your little thing, slip down in the paper, or now it's going to be probably computerized, and then that's it. Okay. But when they checked you off, Gonzalez, Ramirez, Hernandez, Martinez, Olmos, Santana, Guillermo, Suarez, and then they start to mark off those names. It really does make a difference. Voting, wow, it's the checkoff that we went in and we voted. When that becomes 80 to 90% that are registered are voting, we will have to do hardly anything, because they will be knocking down our doors to help us in whatever it is that they need, because they need our vote. We won't even have to tell them. They'll come and they'll say, we're going to repair this area. We're going to put in new schools here. We're going to help you in advancing your economic structure through this part, because it's low here. And everybody's going, oh my God, that's very kind of you. That's very nice of you. I'll remember that. And when they are running for something, yeah, that person helped us, so,
Right.
That is the key. Register and vote. And when we're like 80, 90, 100%, so the people look around and they say, be careful of the Latinos because they vote. You be careful.
Strengths in numbers.
Oh, well, strength in numbers, but the actual action.
Right.
The action speaks louder than words.
Yes.
If we activate our sense of understanding in this country to say to them, you know what? Okay, we'll vote. All of us will vote. And when that happens, everything will change. Everything. There will not be the same. The same goes with African Americans. The same goes with indigenous people. The same goes with Asian Americans. And European Americans already know it. They don't want us to vote. And they don't. There's a great amount of people who would rather that we didn't than we do when it comes to, cultural dynamics.
Sure.
It's because we're just so many, and we're going to be so many more. And within 25 years, we won't be the smallest minority or the largest minority in this country. We will be the largest majority of people in this hemisphere that we already are. So that being said, that it's a very difficult movement, but it's also one that when people take on that responsibility, everybody that's watching this, everybody that understands, I don't care if you're black, white, brown, yellow, or red, I don't care what you are, vote. Go and register and you put your voice out there. And when our country is voting at 90, 100%, people are going to be freaked out. They say everybody, the populace is watching and listening and they're voting. So we better start doing some good work up here. Because guess what, man, they'll vote us out.
Yeah.
Yes, they will.
Yes.
Yes, they will.
Yes. Right on. Right on. Eduardo, always good to talk with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
It's my pleasure, Salvador, and I love this. I love what you're doing.
Right on. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.